I'm 35, back to me. I'm 35, I've never been married, and I don't have any kids of my own, which, thank you. I guess. It's always, thank you. I think it's more of a red flag at this point, though. At least that's what the girls on Tinder think. I thought, like, if I put those stats on my bio, like, chicks would be like, nice, you know? I thought they would look at that the same way I look for a used car online. I'd be like, never married, no kids? You mean low miles, zero accidents, right? But no, I'm from a small town in Indiana where my peers are on divorce number 2 by now, so they see me more like I'm a factory recall. Like, how come nobody's driving this guy? Is he a lemon? What's going on here? I went on a first date with a lady, and I took her to what I thought was a really nice restaurant. As soon as we sat down at the table, you know, we were looking at the menu. First words out of her mouth, she just sits down and she's like, okay, so what's wrong with you then, huh? And I was like, what, you don't like the place? I thought it was nice. And she goes, no, you said on Tinder that you haven't even been divorced? So that's code, right? What you're really, I gotcha. You're currently married and you're cheating on your wife right now. That's what this is? Message received. And I'm like, that's message is not received. That's not what I'm saying. She's like, we'll put a pin. We'll circle back to that. You said you don't have any kids. Kids you're willing to raise is what you meant by that, right? I know. I was like, I think we're done here. Gee, okay. Ma'am, yeah, we'll be splitting the check. I gotta tell you, this is the worst experience I've had all week at Chick-fil-A, man. I'll tell you what. No, people will ask you, you can only be an eligible bachelor for so long before people start asking mean questions, you know, like, hey man, what happened? Like it's over. Or the meanest questions, though, don't come from strangers. They come from your family. You're shaking your head. You're used to this. Okay. Yeah, I was at my grandmother just turned 93, and I went to her birthday party, and she's losing her hearing. She was trying to be, like, cute, but I overheard her loudly ask my dad, do you think Matt just has a little sugar in his gas tank? Do you think? Hi, sweetie. Little limp in the wrist, am I right? Are we all on the same page, sugar in the tank? Have you ever heard that? She was calling me gay, if there was any confusion. Because that's how a 93-year-old calls you gay. They don't say gay, they say something cute and poetic. They'll go, oh, him? He's got a little sugar in the gas tank, I hear, yeah. Oh, that fella over there? Well, they say he lights his cigarettes with a lavender candle. If you catch my drift. Oh, my grandson? Big cocksucker, I think. If you know what I mean. You know, part of me is happy that that's a good joke, but you guys were really too enthusiastic about that. I'm not. I know I'm wearing a necklace, but I like to call it a chain. But yeah, those are the mean questions you get. I'm, like I said, I'm 35, which is not, it's not old, you know. I'm not going to say that it's old, but it's old enough to notice changes in yourself and the way society perceives you. Here's something interesting I bet you haven't thought about. 35 is the last time you get something for your birthday, you know? Like when you turn 16, you're allowed to drive. When you turn 18, you're allowed to vote. And when you turn 21, you're allowed to get 2 DUIs. Don't waste them, okay? And then when you turn 35, does anybody remember what you are allowed to do when you turn 35 in America? That's right, Gold Star, Table 2. You passed civics class. You, at 35, that is when you can run. Even you could be the next president of the United... Well, not you, not you, not you, not you, not you, not you. I'm pointing to every female in the room if you're not figuring it out. I didn't make the rules, by the way. I'm just reporting 250 years of empirical evidence, isn't it? I also think that's crazy. I also think that's... Can you... You're telling me in 250 years that's the only thing the voters could agree on? The presidency is just a pillow fort with a bunch of guys like, no girls allowed. No, it's crazy. But anyways, yeah, you could run for president. I could run. I wouldn't win because I'm like 50 years too young, I think, at this point, which is also insane. Isn't it crazy that a Walmart greeter is under more medical scrutiny than a United States? That's as political as I'm going to get. Okay, I'm going to move on. We're going to go back to my old ass. I am 35, which is, here's something interesting I've noticed. It actually started when I was 30. I don't get carded anymore, which is, you never know what you're going to miss until it's gone, really. There's only one place I can still get carded, and that's the Walmart self-checkout aisle. Because they have to, you know? I don't drink alcohol anymore. I still drink NA beers, though, because cool like that. So every week I buy some like Blue Moon non-alcoholics, and you're like, are you sure you? Yes, I am sure. And you get the little light on. If you've ordered alcohol at one of those checkout aisles, you notice the light comes on. They have to come over, check your ID. That's when I feel young. I do that every week. I get my Blue Moon NAs. I go, bing, customer service needed. And then the upset Gen Z who's not getting paid enough to check my ID comes, rolls her eyes. And I'm making a show of it. I'm pulling my ID out like, oh, you need to see this, right? That's normally what happens. The last time I did this lady, she sees me, and then she goes right past me, and she just goes, boop, 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 boom. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you taking this from me? And I was like, don't you need to see my ID? And she's like, actually, no. We only need to check that if we think you are visibly younger than 40. Is there anything else I can help you with today, sir? I was like, well, I was here just to buy some fake beer, but looks like, according to you, I need to also purchase a tombstone. Do you guys have those for sale? Is that maybe in the lawn and garden section? I'm not sure. Boy, you guys used to sell guns. I could really use one of those right about now. Only 2 bullets, just 2 bullets. I'm further aging myself to this Gen Z. She's like, that was a policy change after I was born. I barely know what you're talking about. Here's another thing that we don't know each other. I'll just say it. I discovered I have gray nipple hairs. Anybody else? No? Okay, just me. That's a weird thing. You know, I always thought the reality of getting gray hair, but I didn't think about it being right here. I didn't even notice I had them. It was my girlfriend that pointed them out. We went to the beach the other day. I pull off my shirt. All of a sudden, she just goes, ooh, I like my pepperonis with a little salt on them. I was like, huh? And then she just squeezed my nipple and shook it. And it was like, that right there, that's what Mama likes to see. That's what Mama wants. My girlfriend, she's an animal. She's got a great sense of humor. I don't know if anybody else has ever had this happen. We just had a major milestone, my girlfriend and I. She just moved in with me. That's pretty exciting. You didn't, you're like, no. No, it's really funny, though, because when we first started dating, she didn't even want to be my girlfriend. Now she is in my house, you know, and I just will never forget our first date. As soon as we sat down, she's like, what's wrong with you? No, she told me, the truth is, she said, hey, I've got my life figured out, and I'm hoping you do too by this point in our lives. So I don't need this. I don't need you. I was like, oh, well, now I feel like I have to prove to you that you do. It was really tough, though, because she really didn't need me. Trying to get my girlfriend to be my girlfriend felt like trying to get a neighborhood cat to be my cat. You ever had to deal with that? And you're just like, come on, please. Nope, I'm not. That's fine, you know. You're just like, listen, I know I'm not the only one feeding you around here right now, but I'd like it if you stayed at my house more often. That's going to do it for me. Hey, you guys warmed up? You ready to meet your next comic?